Hey, I just wanted to make a real quick video on a couple of stocks that I'll be watching for tomorrow for potential plays. Basically a watch list for May 12th. But before I get into that, I just wanted to real quick talk about a couple of stocks that I was watching today that I unfortunately wasn't able to day trade because I have a cash account and I used all my cash power on Friday. So that means I have to wait for my cash to settle for 2 days and I'm not able to day trade until tomorrow. And it sucks because I definitely had FOMO with two stocks in particular that were actually on my watch list for a couple of days now, and they are MGNX and UAVS. So let's start with MGNX. This stock gapped up massively from 8 to 27 plus. So the fact that that range potential was so high, really, if you're patient and you wait for a pullback, there's a lot of opportunities to make money on this stock, again, because of the range potential. And this was a nice pullback to this 1920 level of support. This is a very key level of support if you look at the overall daily chart. And if you pull back a little bit, you could see there's quite a few days where it's being rejected around the 1920 area. And then, like I said, once certain stocks break resistance, they become support. And that's exactly what happened here. And I knew that if this stock was able to just hold above it and break this previous day's high, it was going to gap up and make all-time highs, which is exactly what happened today. The other stock was UAVS. So the thing I liked about this stock is there was a key validated level support around the $1 area, and you could see on May 7th it tested that support. It did the same thing the next day, and I also like the fact that it was testing the 20-day SMA as well. So there was basically a point of confluence between this level of support and this SMA. What I really liked is that on this day, basically the previous day before today, this candlestick closed above the $1 support level on a green candlestick. That's a very bullish sign. So taking an entry, exactly at that $1 support level, or if you want to be a bit more conservative and wait for it to make a new high, wait for the daily candlestick to make a new high, those two great opportunities would allow you to make a hefty profit going forward, and that's exactly what happened today. Even here on days of towards the end of April, this $1 area served as a validated level of resistance, and again, once it breaks resistance becomes support. You just need a bit of validation. You don't want to buy a support right away. You want to see those doji sticks, and if you obviously zoom in a little, you basically got that. See how it closed above? And if you switch over to the flex grid, there's opportunities to get in. So this was obviously very close to this level of support. And what you could have done was buy at the 1 minute candlestick to make a new high, and then just sort of let the rest ride out. You could sell some here, which is a key resistance level, and see how the stock reacts, and inevitably it broke it. Here's another level of resistance that you could have sold at. It held through, and resistance became support, and it made a high of 172. So definitely great potential there to make profit. So let's just move on to the potential stocks that I think could possibly be in play for tomorrow, but a lot of factors are going to go into this. One is volume, and two is if it can basically break its previous day's high. And a lot of this will be much more clear tomorrow during pre-market. I'll be able to assess how much volume is there. Because even if the setup looks good, if there's no volume, it doesn't matter. Like your stock's not going to play out the way you want it to. I've had to learn that the hard way more than once over the past couple of years. But one of the stocks I like is CAPR, only if it's able to hold above this 820 area, and if there's enough bounces there during pre-market or during market hours, then that's a good level to buy at for a potential 50 to 80 cents, or who knows if it even breaks this resistance right here, then it could gap significantly higher, but I'm just talking conservatively. If it doesn't hold above this level and it opens below it, then obviously this becomes a key level of resistance, and you'll probably most likely see it fade. But anyways, moving on to UAVS. I think with UAVS, you could possibly, play this bounce right here. If it approaches this level of support around the 135 area, you could possibly see it make a nice bounce for a good, 20 to 30 cents. So that's definitely one to keep on your watch list. The next is CLSK. I like this stock because, I guess you could say that this is a bit of support right there on this day and this day. Here's another level of great support. I think if tomorrow we could see this stock bounce off this $2 level, I think there's potential there for you to make a good 20 to 30 cents. And if it could break this level of resistance, then, you could definitely make even more money. So that's one I'd keep on the watch list. CPSH, I actually need to do more analysis on this, draw out more support and resistance levels on the weekly chart as well as the daily chart. But all in all, I think if it's able to break this 155 level, you could possibly see it gap higher. I'm not sure how much higher. Like I said, I have to measure out a true level of resistance, and I need to see if it's worth trading. If the potential is only 10 cents, it's probably not worth trading. But that's definitely one I'll keep a look at. POAI. This stock, you could see that like the 128 area is being served as a good level of support. So I guess we'll see what happens to see if the next daily candlestick can make a new high. There is a resistance here on the 20-day SMA, so I'm not too enthused about POAI, but I'll definitely keep it on the watch list nonetheless. MGNX. So the thing about this stock is it's actually pretty extended on the RSI. It made its move today. If you wanted to play the stock, today was the best time to play it. But who knows? Like if it could bounce off this $25 level of support, then maybe you could buy in and your risk will be lower. And who knows? It could possibly gap up even higher. Again, the range potential is there, so we're talking a couple of points to make profit. So definitely worth keeping on the watch list for sure. All right, WORX. So you could see that this 550 area is a good level of support. So with enough volume, we could possibly see it make a new high and gap up a point, maybe even higher. So that's one to keep on your list. TTPH. So I like this stock because there's the 100-day SMA, which today it clearly interacted with. So tomorrow, if it's able to make a new high, who knows? It could probably make a good 20 to 30 cents, which obviously with X amount of shares, you can make a good potential profit since the stock is relatively cheap. But that's one I definitely watch as well too. WTRH, which I actually made money on Friday. I bought in right here around like the $2 area, since this was a key level of resistance on March the 18th. I think there's a couple of other. No, that was really about it. And usually I like to see 3 candlesticks serve as a good validation of that resistance or support. But yeah, there was like something on the flux grid that I liked, that I thought it was worth the risk, and it paid off dramatically and gapped higher. And even today, this was, a mini level of resistance, which obviously this today was above it. So resistance becomes support, and there were opportunities to make money on it today too. Switch over to the flux grid. So that's a good doji stick right here. It's very bullish. And you could have used a 1-minute chart to make your entry, possibly the next 1 minute candle to make a new high, or you could have bought right here at support if you wanted to. But yeah, we'll see if this is an input play tomorrow as well too. Maybe if it bounces off the 275 area, but it is pretty extended on the RSI, so not too enthused about it, but we'll keep it on the watch list nonetheless. RDHL, so it looks like there's going to be earnings tomorrow before market open, and obviously if the numbers are good, then I probably need to do more thorough research on this stock, draw out more support and resistance levels, because I'm not exactly sure if this $8 level is the next level of resistance. But if it is, then yeah, there's potential to make money there, depending on how it does during earnings. Last stock, CREX. This is also a bit extended, but if it's able to bounce off these support levels, then there's potential to make money there. So anyways, guys, that's it. Again, none of this is going to matter if there's not enough volume, and if it doesn't make new highs, then it's some of these stocks, I'm not saying all these stocks are going to gap up, but some of these stocks could most likely be duds, because it's very hard for a lot of people to watch multiple stocks at once, and they're usually watching the hot one like everybody else, and sometimes other stocks suffer for that because there's not enough volume. It's just not going to gap up. Also, this doesn't include the stocks I'll be watching during pre-market. I'm also going to be looking at which stocks are gapping up pre-market. If I like the setup, I'll be sure to draw out key support resistance levels and make my entries and exits based on that. But these are just the stocks that I had in mind, that I think could potentially be in play for tomorrow. Again, it just depends on volume during pre-market. But anyways, guys, I really hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe to this channel. It really helps the channel out. I'll make more videos going forward. If there's any recommendations you guys have, please leave it in the comments below. Other than that, stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.